Okay, so before this, apparently Call of Duty Ghosts was said to be in 1080p on the PlayStation 4 and 720p native on the Xbox One. And fanboys was going crazy over this. Someone was out there masturbating and all that gooey goodness, and it was crazy, right? It was insane. Now, all of a sudden, the reviews are starting to come out for Call of Duty Ghosts. And wow, there's a lot of surprise here. Let me go ahead and read one particular quote from Polygon. Much is to be said about the fact that that the PlayStation 4 version of the game runs at a native 1080p. And while that may be true, the game did struggle to maintain a steady frame rate. Wait. So you're telling me that this is next gen and they still can't hold on to 60 frames per second? Are you kidding me? Like, I didn't even expect this to actually happen. But then apparently, I was thinking to myself, well, maybe just Polygon, Polygon's not really known for its gaming, whatever, gaming reviews and all that. So then IGN, I actually heard this quote from IGN. On the current gen version of Call of Duty Ghosts looks nearly identical, though I did encounter some occasional frame rate issues during the single-player campaign of PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. So I'm like, wow. I'm like really amazed at everything I'm reading right now. Giant Bomb says, additionally, the PlayStation 4 version has its handful of noticeable dips in its frame rate. This usually seemed to happen when a lot of smoke or other effects were on screen, but occasionally it occurred in multiplayer for reasons I could not even guess at. So I'm like absolutely amazed, which means that basically, and keep in mind, in order for someone to really be able to go ahead and notice a frame rate drop as severe as they're kind of saying in these quotes right here, we are looking at least a good 15 to maybe even 10 frames per second on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. At the same time, they're all stating that the Xbox version seems to run pretty fluent. Now, here's a problem with this. I know a lot of people want to sit there and a lot of Xbox fans are going to be looking to me to go ahead and laugh at the fanboys and whatever. That's not what I'm going to do. A lot of PlayStation fans are going to sit there and, they're expecting me to go ahead and shit all over them. That's not what I'm going to do either. Because you're shitting all over yourselves. These consoles still can't hold on to 1080p at 60 frames per second. Wasn't that last year's staple? Like last generation? Like seriously, wasn't last generation supposed to be the old 1080p and 60 frames per second was the most powerful, only to find out that these consoles, these next generation consoles still can't go ahead and hold on to 1080p, 60 frames per second? It wasn't PlayStation 3 PlayStation 4 supposed to be the console easiest to work on and some bullshit like that? And this is exactly the reason why, one, I'm a PC gamer. Because 1080p is something that was like 10 years ago for us. We are rocking like 6K right by now. Okay? The highest that I've ever seen is 6K. Watch this. Bang! I'm sorry. I like that part. Anyway, so yeah. And you guys are still struggling at 1080p. And yet you trying to go ahead and buy a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One? Are you serious? Like, what the hell? Now, it's not that I really hold frame rate that dear to me or anything like that. But come on, people. Come on. How many times are you going to be lied to? How many times are you going to be looking like a dick every time you go ahead and try to praise your console only for your console to come up short? Think about it for a second. Why not just go ahead and get PC where you are pretty much Microsoft, you are Sony, and you don't have to worry about dealing with these promises, these broken promises that these console developers are going to always sell you. Okay? Sony's sitting there talking about how they got the easiest console to develop for, and yet apparently it's not as easy as they're saying, is it? And then to make matters worse, Sony is definitely keeping quiet about something. I noticed that Sony ain't putting out too much information on certain things. I'm kind of a little iffy about that, But nonetheless, I'm waiting for the fools to go ahead and buy the first consoles first. I mean, it's pretty much common sense to never buy a console at launch. Yet these guys out here still going, oh, I can't wait to get that PlayStation on November 15th. Yeah, I remember getting I remember the whole PlayStation 3 thing. Everyone was talking about getting it when it first came out. That didn't turn out too good, did it? But yeah, sure. I'm sure this next time will be much better. And then there's the Xbox One. Oh, Lord. It's funny, too, because there's not too many problems, per se, with the Xbox One, with the exception of the fact, That's neither here or there. But one particular problem with the Xbox One is the fact that Microsoft owns it. You know, and you never know what's going to come out of Microsoft. I mean, there's good things with Microsoft. The fact that Microsoft owns it, you already know that your console is going to evolve. Your console won't be the same exact console. 1 year from now, it'll have change, and that could be good or bad. So, you know what I mean? But seriously, guys, I mean, why do you continuously go ahead for these PlayStation things and listen to these people, and while they make you look like fools? Okay? I'm just saying. And I shudder to think what I really can't wait for the actual reviews for Shadowfall to come out, and all these people who already bought Shadowfall. Oh my God! I'm just saying, if Call of Duty, which was running on a last generation last generation engine, can't run 1080p at 60 frames per second on a PlayStation 4, Lord knows I can't wait for this particular engine. I don't know. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to watch it all. But I got a feeling I'm going to be laughing hard as hell at you guys. I'm already laughing, but laughing even more. What you guys think? You guys have a good night. Zeph out.
てめえの正義もさぞ重かろうがこっちもいろいろ背負ってんだよ。